Happy Monday. Hey, welcome to the Solomon Training Institute. This is what we call our daily recap. Hey, listen, we would love to have an opportunity to help you to work and to navigate these um, tough times economically, if you will. But you can finally experience consistency in the market with us, consistency. So now when we talk about consistency, you may not make $1 million every day, but if you consistently make 500, 600, potentially 700, 300, 400, 500, and you do that over time, what you'll discover is that, hey, you know what, that thing kind of adds up. So it's about being consistent, and that's what we do. So this is a trading institute. We also have software that's powered by Money Market Edge that helps you with your analysis. Hey, listen, if you want to know more about what we do, go ahead, book a call. We would love to talk with you, share with you, see whether or not you like us and we like you. And if we like one another, then we can work together and we can get some things done. You see what I'm saying? So love to have an opportunity. Hey, listen, if you have connections to a church or a civic organization, a fraternity or sorority, I'd love to come and just talk about 21st century investing in terms of doing it yourself, so to speak. It would be really good for us to have a good conversation about that. I know that we can help you. Of course, the government warning is real and it is relevant. I want to give you 4 or 5 seconds to read that. All right, so Solomon Trading Institute. Solomon was the wealthiest man that ever lived, and he did some trading. His mother did in the book of Proverbs, even in the book of Ecclesiastes. They talk about their trading and their business acumen. So that's the reason we named it the Solomon Trading Institute. Hey, listen, but it's going to give you an education. People perish not because they don't have the ability or the will, but it's just the knowledge. So we can give you this education so that you can know risk. There is no such thing as moving forward without taking no risk. But guess what? You can move forward when you know risk, because then you can know reward. You see what I'm saying? So, but if you don't take a risk, you won't take a reward, and you have to continue to do whatever it is that you're doing. And so I don't know. Some people want to change, need a change. Now, here's the thing: wealth is a choice. This is the market that we trade. As you can see, it's $437.4 billion with a B, billion, like a boy, a bank, boulevard, B, not M like in millions. So in the equities market, you see there's 191 billion. Right. In the New York Stock Exchange, which most people are familiar with, there's only 28 billion. So look at the step up here. So when you get to this market, the futures market, it's $437.4 billion. And I like to say that this is the purest market because there is someone on the middle, in the middle, that's making sure that you understand what's really going on in terms of times and sales, and making sure that you're looking at true action and not a lot of manipulation. So I love it. So 437. Now, wealth is a choice. Everybody doesn't choose to be wealthy. Many people don't choose to be wealthy, especially people who don't have any kind of ideas about helping other people, contributing to people who are less fortunate, things like that. Most of those people say, well, I don't have to be rich. I don't have to be wealthy. Well, if you don't plan on helping anybody, sure you don't. If you don't plan on leaving money for your children's and your children's children, your children and your children's children, then quite indeed, you don't need to be. But there's some of us who have some aspirations that go beyond ourselves. So here's the thing about it. You don't have to risk it all, as they say. So let's say you have a portfolio. You can take just this little bitty slither, this little pie slice out here, and you can learn what we teach you, and you can do it yourself. You can do it all by yourself. You absolutely can. And so many of our people do this. So we have a trading room every single day. We get together and we go to work. And so I help the students know what they're looking at in terms of high probability trade opportunities, which is what we produce. And so here is the word bingo. And the word bingo means that people in our room are making money. So here is a young lady from New York. bingo. And here's a young man from Birmingham, Alabama, bingo. He actually got in the party again. He bingoed again. Here is Elise from New York, New Jersey, shall I say, bingo. Okay, East Coast rolling today. This is David. He's from Washington, D.C., bingo. Okay, here's the Dirty South. Seisha, she bingoed as well. And then here is the Magic City. Marhi, bingo. Okay, we're going back to New York again, New Jersey, shall I say, bingo. All right, and so what this means is that people are making money as they sit in our trade room, and we just make sure that we understand what the rules are, and then we go over the rules. So we go over forecasting, so you know where price should and should not go, and then we go over recognition, so you can recognize whether or not the market is giving you a favorable condition. In other words, do you have the structure that you need? Do you have the momentum that you need? And then do you have the probability that you need? After that, then guess what? It's time to walk through the door. It's time to walk through the door. And we have 7 to 8 entries that we really, really like, that our software produces and gives us that pattern. And then we have to manage those trades. We have to manage those trades. So as you can see, these people who had 30 ticks and 30 ticks, they manage their trades by allowing the market to have some room to move forward. So they're not scalping, they're actually trading, and they're managing their trades and then exiting, right? Exiting with profit. So that's one of the things that's really important, because I really would love for a pilot to not only know how to take off, but also know how to land. And that's what exiting properly is. So sometimes people can get into good trades and they just don't know how to land, and they don't know when to let it go. And that's important. Oh, wait a minute. So we have some more. So there's Elise again. She really had a great day out of New Jersey. And then, okay, let's go to the Pacific Northwest, because that's where Dennis Williams is from, the state of Washington. Okay, the Pacific Northwest again. Okay, let's come back south. Because this is Dr. Dawkins, and she went for 38 ticks. Okay, let's go back to the East Coast, because there's David. He's in Washington, D.C. Let's go back to New Jersey. Oh, and let's skip all the way back over to the Pacific Northwest. So 172 ticks. Our goal is just simply 80 ticks. And so you see that people really had an opportunity to, realize some nice profit today. So here is our proof chart, because you see those bingos from those different individuals. Well, it's not luck. Here's our proof chart. And so on each one of these periods we have, so this is what we call the high risk period. And the reason we called it high risk today was because there was no confirmed momentum, there was no market structure, but we did have direction. So 1 out of 3 is not good enough to make it high probability, you see. So this we call, to make it low risk and high probability. So this was high risk and low probability, but we have some people who actually bingo during this particular time too. Because if you manage your account correctly, then you can earn the right, by taking a small portion, hypothetically, taking a small portion of wins from last week or week before last and say, hey, listen, I'm going to put it into this high risk period and see what I can come up with. So that's the reason some people are able to do that and trade in that high risk period. But sometimes you have to earn the right to do that by waiting to the low risk period and kind of build your account, so to speak. So here, this is what we call a trap. We talked about the entry. So these are entries right here. So this entry is called the 3Ds. Somebody said, well, I can't tell the difference. Well, that's what class is for. Like entries, this is the sophomore class. All right. And so here is a trap here that was there. Here's what we call a shallow pullback or shallow retracement, and that's an entry there. So you see that's 35 ticks, assuming they were going 1 for 1, 43 ticks there, 44 ticks there, 49 ticks right here, assuming they're going 1 to 1 because of the nature and the volatility and the whiplash that kind of comes, the whipsaw action, shall I say, that kind of happens during this period. But in this period, assuming they were going 1 to 1, there was 171 total ticks in this period, and you multiply that by 5, and if my math is correct, that's about $855 potential on in that market today. So some people will trade one contract, some people just trade two. So you would take this and divide it by, this is the symbol for contracts. You would take that and divide it by the number of contracts, and you would know how much money was there. So on the surface, 855. All right. So now let's look here. Now this is our low risk period where we allow the market to kind of vacillate and to kind of give us some instructions and give us some more information. So this is a low risk period. Why? Because A, we could confirm the direction. Today was a long day. B, we could confirm momentum. Today, the market was moving strong as there was some stop outs on the daily chart. So the market took off in response to its location in a HTF, which we call a higher time frame. All right. And then the market structure was confirmed as well. So the market was proving that it was making higher highs and higher lows. And as a result of that, once we found our setups here, so here's a setup right in here, and you can see that setup, assuming 1-to-1 was 64 ticks. Here was another setup right here. You see these circles are the entries here. These are the entries. All right, and assuming they were going 1-for-1, that's 46 ticks. And here's another setup right here. And assuming they were going 1-for-1, because I don't get into people's financial business, but assuming they were going 1-for-1, which is the most basic trading strategy, 37 ticks. So that was a combined 147. And so here that was a profit potential of $735 right in here. So if you take 735 and you multiply by the number of contracts that they were trading, then you see, you can find out what the number was. So if they were trading 10 contracts, that's $7,350. If they were trading 2 contracts, that's $1,470. You see what I mean? So, and people, start different places, and just like in the world, they say act your age. Well, here you have to act your wage. You can't do what someone else is doing. You come and you start and you build up and you do what you can do. And as you build up, things are, compound interest is what it is. It will continue to build. So if we take this number of 855 here, right, and then we add this number of 735 here, then what we get is in this day, with just one contract, the profit potential was 1590. And I have to say potential. My attorney, Dr. Rice, I always make sure that I have to add that word potential. People took these trades because you saw bingo, 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 bingo. All right. But the potential, right, is what we talk about. So today, $1,590 potential was in the market, and I showed you people taking the trades and things of that nature. So hey, listen, if you want to know more about what we do, the United States of America, one of the richest countries in the world, and we also have an economic system that allows us to participate, right? And it allows us to choose what role we want to participate in. You could participate in the W-2 wage earner role. You could participate in the capital gains app lane, whereby you're investing money, you're helping to stimulate the economy. You can participate in an entrepreneur lane where you start businesses and you create jobs for us. I mean, it's just amazing, the flexibility and the freedom that we have. And I know people criticize our country, but I mean, the freedom and the flexibility that we have is just so amazing. And so if you want to learn how you can participate and how you can actually change lanes, you don't have to, Sarah does not have to be your portion. In other words, whatever would be. And if God wanted me rich, he'd make me rich. That's an absolute lie. Like every miracle in that book, you had to participate in some form or fashion, whether it was dipping into the sea, whether it was mud being put on your eyes or whatever, or even answering a question. Do you believe I can do this? There is something that you have to do. And so we can help you. We've been called, commissioned, anointed, blessed, and we have been assigned to be the message, to the method, to the message that the Lord wants you blessed. So listen, if we can be of help to you, just reach out. And for more information, go ahead and go ahead and just, text this word profits 94253. Text the word profits to this number. And don't forget to add the S. Don't forget to add the S. And when you do that, a link is going to come to your phone. You click that link, and what will happen is that the link tree will come up and you can look at a lot of information. Now, you also can go to our website at www.moneymarketedge.com, and there's some information that you can look at and you can kind of read about it. Because I know everybody likes to do their own research, so go ahead and do some of that digging, if you will, and we'd love to have an opportunity to talk to you if that is what you would like to do. Hey, listen, as always, we love you, praying for you. God bless you. It's the will of God that you prosper and do well in this life and in the life to come. God bless. Have a great day.